This may be the most important video you ever watch, the most important lesson you'll ever have on chords and chord playing on the guitar. It might not. So I wasn't sure how to pitch this video because you learn so much from doing what I'm about to show you. I'm going to show you how to play all the chords in any key in one position. Like this, we're going to be doing it in G, we'll be working in G. So here's all the chords in the key of G. Now, I could spend an hour speaking about the benefits of being able to do this. I'll try and briefly summarize. Obviously, the obvious thing, you're not moving your hand very much, right? So you're not having to do any of that. It's easy to track, because you're doing it all in one position, all the chords, it's easy to transpose into a different key. If you're playing a chord progression, you've got chords that are sort of jumping about with big shapes like this, then you try and transpose it into a different key. So you work with a singer that can't do it in that key. It can be tricky to work out what to do. You might have to change your pattern. Anyway, so with this, because it's so small, you can move it around. I'm going to show you how to do it on 2 sets of strings as well. So you just learn the one pattern and you never have to change it to play in any key. You're also going to learn about numbering the chords. We're going to number them. Have you ever heard good musicians say, you ever heard good musicians say something like, we're going to do a 1, 3, 4, 5 progression in C, and someone says, oh, we do it in E, and the chorus goes, the chorus is just a 6, 2, 5, 1, and you'd be like, what? Well, you're going to be able to do that. You'll be able to sit in with a bunch of musicians that speak like that, and you will be able to do that. Your voice leading, the way that the chords flow into each other, is going to dramatically improve, and your understanding of harmony is going to improve as well. We'll talk about this more as we go on, so let's get cracking. We're going to be playing in G in 7th position. We're going to be using 4-note chords, so we're going to be playing on the A, D, G, and B string, the inner four strings. 4-note chords work perfectly on the guitar. They're perfect for voice leading, the way each note flows to the next note of the next chord. Now, every scale has 7 notes. Every major scale has 7 notes. You can build a chord of each one of those notes, and you can then just number the chords 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's how I'm going to be talking about these chords as we go. We're in the key of G, but I'm going to be calling them by their numbers. So the 1 chord is the C shape. You've got to put a bar down, so you've got to be able to do bars to do this, and you're going to have to be able to use your 4th finger. But then you make the C shape. That's the 1 chord. Now, I'm not going to go through these in order. Next, we're going to go to the 4 chord. We're going to do the 1, the 4, and the 5 chord. The 4 chord, you have to move up a little bit to 8th position, and it's the E shape. That's your basic major bar chord shape that you probably know. And then the 5 chord, back to 7th position, and you got your bar down, your 3rd finger on the A string at the 9th fret. You might recognize the shape in your hands as a minor 7th bar chord shape, but we're just playing these 4 strings, and that's the 5 chord. So we've got 1, 4, 5. I'm plucking them with my fingers, but it's easy enough. If you're just a strummer with a plectrum, it's easy enough to strum them. It's simple enough to knock out your top E so you don't catch that with your left hand, and the bottom E. So once more, 1, 4, 5, 1. Okay, now the other 3 chords, the 6, the 2, and the 3. I'm missing out the 7 chord for reasons I will tell you in a second. Now the 6 chord, still in 7th position. You recognize that as the A minor shape. That is your basic minor root note on the A string bar chord shape. The 2 chord shape you probably might not have played before. 1st finger at the 7th fret, that's A7, A string 7th fret. 3rd finger at D10. 2nd finger at G9 and 4th finger at B10. Okay? That's how we're playing the 2 chord. And the 3 chord is your basic bar chord minor shape, E minor shape. But again, we're just playing the inner 4 strings. So let's recap the 6, 2 and 3 chord. 6, 2, 3. Now the reason we don't do the 7 chord is because in most pop and rock music, the 7 note of the scale is normally harmonized by the 5 chord, because the 7th chord that appears on the 7th degree of the scale doesn't work so well in pop music. It does more in jazz and other styles of music. So we harmonize that. So we've already knocked one out. The 7th chord is replaced by the 5 chord. Have you ever played a progression like G, D over F sharp, E minor, or C, G over B, A minor? Well, those slash chords, D over F sharp, B over G, that is the 7th note of the scale being harmonized by the 5 chord, and it happens all the time. You'll have no doubt come across those progressions. In part 2, I'll be showing you how to play these chords on the top 4 strings, the D, G, B and E strings, to give you another position to do this in. There is a PDF with all of the information in these videos available, free to download, should be in the description below, or just go to my website www.jsinclair.com and look for video downloads.